uma satisfação gigantesca, né, estar aqui junto com esses três monstros sagrados aqui do bodybuilding. E, né, rapidamente aqui deixar mais clara a minha satisfação pelo fato, né, de que eu escolhi a profissão de nutricionista, primeiramente para entender como que eu poderia ter uma boa alimentação para melhorar a minha performance, porque eu queria ser um bodybuilder. Aí, logicamente, a genética não ajudou muito, comecei a mais estudar do que treinar e, com isso, meu sonho acabou ali ficando, talvez, na geladeira. Quem sabe um dia eu estreio na categoria Master, né? Quem sabe um dia. E, na minha adolescência, eu tinha um grande ídolo, né? Que ainda é um ídolo, né? Sempre será. Assim como o garoto que gosta de futebol tem o seu Ronaldo e outros ídolos, eu tinha e ainda tenho Flex Wheeler. Flex era tudo para mim como um praticante de musculação. Se eu não assistisse pelo menos uma vez ao dia uma apresentação do Flex Wheeler, isso é verdade, gente. Se eu não assistisse pelo menos uma vez por dia um show do Flex Wheeler, o dia não tinha sido o dia. De verdade, a minha preferida sempre foi de 1996, o Mr. Olímpia, na qual o Flex ficou em 4º lugar. Então, até já disse isso anteriormente, até para o próprio Flex, no último Mr. Olímpia, a gente se encontrou na feira, que para mim, pelo menos 3 Mr. Olímpias ele venceu. Né, no meu ponto de vista, realmente, né, foi um dos maiores bodybuilders de todos os tempos. Né, o Denis também, mesma coisa, né, toda a admiração, né, que eu além de ser profissional da área, a admiração como apaixonado pelo esporte, né, que eu tenho por esses dois grandes atletas, dois grandes ícones do nosso esporte. E o Chris Cyril, né, já é uma outra particularidade, que era nos livros do Chris, que eu encontrava a luz no fundo do túnel na minha faculdade. Quando eu achava que os professores estavam totalmente loucos no que eles estavam falando, eu via que eles realmente estavam quando eu li os livros do Chris Cyril. Eu falava, poxa, os professores estão errados, esse cara que ele sabe, eu vou acreditar nele. Então, além das grandes bíblias da nutrição usualmente utilizadas, as minhas grandes bíblias também foram e ainda são os livros do Chris Cyril. Então é maravilhoso estar aqui junto, né, com esses três monstros sagrados aí da nossa área. E a minha pergunta... E a minha pergunta, né, não poderia ser diferente, né, relacionada à área de nutrição, sobre suplementação. Eu gostaria, né, com a visão dos dois atletas e com a visão do profissional, o que mudou desde o início da carreira, né, no caso do Chris como prescritor, e também, né, ele tem todo o histórico de atleta, e no caso dos dois atletas, o que eles usavam no início da carreira, durante a carreira, e o que eles usam ainda hoje. Né, o que a inovação, o que a tecnologia trouxe ali de benefícios aí para toda essa suplementação, o que melhorou, né, tudo isso no caso.
What has an increase in this area? When I went to Springfield College, I had one wall that looked like a GNC. That was the supplements I had in my dorm room. And I also had, I didn't want to eat in the meal. I didn't eat in the cafeteria, even though we were supposed to. I set up a little kitchen in my room. And everybody made fun of me, except Matthew Brain. And believe it or not, the protein powder that I used to make, the powder was a milk and egg protein powder that tastes like chalk. And if you put it into the blender too fast, it would break the blade. So you'd have to dispense it very slowly. And there was no such thing as Splenda or aspartame. We only had saccharin. So I would try to come up with ideas like how can I was like a supplement manufacturer. How can I come up with ways to make this protein drink, which I have to gargle down, taste better, and I would sprinkle saccharin in and put the powder in slow so it wouldn't break the blender blade. And then I would take like vanilla extract, coconut extract, and try to add that, and shaved ice, and all these crazy things. And then at the time we had protein powders, we had liver tablets, which of course would be high in iron, zinc, and all the B vitamins. We had multivitamins, multiminerals, and free-form amino acids, which was the spectrum of amino acids encapsulated. And I think at just that time you could buy different places. One of my college professors actually told me you could buy leucine by itself, which tasted absolutely disgusting, and you could buy arginine by itself. But that was about it. That's all we had, and there was no need and no desire. This was the frustrating part at university, really, all the emphasis was on, well, the effects of XYZ vitamin on long-distance runners, which to me was like, bodybuilding is like a joke, right? Just the way we bodybuilders would think about it, you know, how hard it's a little insulting, but a distance runner would have to sacrifice compared to a bodybuilder. So it's not until really maybe like the last 10 years or so where you see, okay, we want to do studies on bodybuilders and muscle building and recuperation, and this is where you see the explosion of different nutrients, you know, beta-alanine, you know, an enormous list of different vitamins and extracts and herb extracts that support performance. And I think if this was, you know, 20 years ago, you know, we probably would have never fathomed you'd have the selection of different types of nutrition supplements to enhance performance. That said, I think, and I tried to reiterate it this morning, it still goes back to the core is, of course, your training, your focus. You focus on your training, the macros, how you eat, calories, carbs, protein, and fat, and then the supplements to support your recovery and recuperation. Now, try to emphasize that. But in a nutshell, you know, 10 years from now, we don't know what probiotic is going to be developing, you know, in terms of a product. It might be a product that comes out that, you know, you can use and, you know, your recovery. I mean, there's products now you can use and feel your recovery almost immediately, but, you know, who knows what's next? You know, it's just what, you know, we don't know. We have iPhones now, right? So we didn't have them 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We don't know where what supplement industry is going, but it's going to change for the better.
You know, to quickly reiterate what Chris said, at the end of the day, nothing is not going to do all hard work. It doesn't matter whatsoever. You know, supplementation, it's called supplementation, which means to add to supplement what you're currently doing. I think the difference back in when, you know, me and Dennis were training amateur and trying to train pro is, first and foremost, you had to go in the gym, you had to just have an incredible work ethic as far as training really freaking hard. I think the difference removed now is people think supplementation is going to help them get there without the hard work that they have to put in. You know, no matter what, if you have a Volkswagen and you put a Porsche engine in it, it's still a Volkswagen. Where what we did is we had a great foundation of hard training, and then as we learned about supplementation, whichever direction we wanted to go, we supplemented our physique with that. Where now people think that they can take all the vitamins and supplements and have a great physique. And I think that's where a lot of people are running into their problems. Back in my days, there were nothing that really worked. I mean, I was, no disrespect, I'm very honored to have been a Weider athlete, but you know, the Mega Mass 4000 and the Mega Mass 2000, it was just a bunch of sugar. There was no, in my understanding, there was no real science behind any of the products whatsoever. You know, now, you know, with Probiotic and also the company I'm with, All American EFX, there's tremendous science behind it. You know, the company that I'm a part of, we're actually a pharmaceutical company, so we have the ability to do things that's not been done normally in the nutraceutical world. We're the inventors of Crofton. We proved that creatine really works. We proved that it can be healthy for you. We're the inventors of Carbon, which proves all those things. So there's a lot of you know, now emphasis on supplementation and science to back that up. And I think now that's why you're able to see athletes become greater athletes, because not only do they have the work ethic and the genetics to be able to do it, they now have the supplementation to be able to help take their body to the next level.
I don't know what I can add to all this, but to answer your question, to what I used to take and what I'm taking today, I used to was the kind that I didn't use any supplements at all because they were not available. They had all kind of illegal stuff in the pharmacies, but there was no nutritional supplements. Like I said, the first protein powder I ever had was at the bodybuilding show in England in the Universe, where they were at a metric booth, and I had the first meal replacement drink, you know. But I wasn't able to bring it back to Thailand, so I was smuggling sachets in my suitcase, you know, and that was good enough for like a week sometimes. And like I said, and then when I left Thailand back in 2004, that was actually when I started using supplements on a regular basis, you know. And what I used back then, from going from nothing, I'm going to still, you know, I'm not a big believer in using a big variety of different things, you know. I'm a believer in stuff that I really need, and that is based on a good whey protein, that's based on glutamine. I used to use creatine, believe in BCAAs and amino acids, and this is what I stick with to this day.
Okay.